welcome to my kitchen and another episode of What's for Dinner, Prepper's Pantry, whatever you want to call this. Today is Monday, November the 13th, 12th. Today's the 12th. And I have off from work because it is the Federal Recognition Day for Veterans Day, which was yesterday. So I don't want to go to the store, I don't want to spend any money, and I want to cook dinner. But I don't want to stay in the kitchen because yesterday I was in the kitchen a lot. So we're going to make beans and rice. Only I thought I'm going to make beans and rice using what I only have on hand, what I can dig out of the fridge, pantry, and freezer. I thought I had a ham bone, but I don't. So we're going to throw some smoked sausage in here, and that'll be just fine. Economic hard times are here, and if they're not here for you, they're on the way for everyone. They're not here for me, but I think we should all live as frugally as possible, and that means making sure that we can throw together a dinner on the fly and off the cuff. Those are sometimes the best meals you can come up with. I'm deciding to employ some of my long-term food storage and some of the things that I have on hand already in my fridge to make beans and rice, and this is how it's going to go today. I like small red beans.
This could also be done in a Dutch oven over a campfire.
It could be done in a Dutch oven over a campfire. You'll have to tend it a little more, make sure it doesn't burn. You have to turn it several times. Dutch oven campfire cooking is something I need to learn how to do because I haven't really gone down that road yet. So anyway, what we have here are 2 cups of beans, which I have rinsed and picked over. There's 1 cup of kidney beans, small red beans, and 1 cup of pinto beans. And this is going to be enough to feed my family for at least 2 dinners. So in there they go. And then what I'm going to do is we're just going to have some fun. Let me get my half cup measure.
We can go crazy?
I'm not crazy. I'm going to put some celery in here.
And go Bob Rock.
I am. Happy little beans. There's some celery. Not quite a half a cup. Not quite a half a cup of carrots. These are going to rehydrate quite a bit. You know, once we get all the water in there and they slow cook. And I think, yeah, see, this isn't even open. So come on over here and we'll show them. This is something I purchased in May of 2010. These are from Honeyville. And when I first started buying long-term food storage, I started buying from Honeyville, from Thrive, and from Augustin Farms. And those are my 3 favorite outlets. Honeyville and Augustin Farms are my top favorites. Thrive I like because they have some interesting things that they offer that I can't get anywhere else. But they're all expensive, but the Thrive tends to be really on the expensive side to me. This is their onion flakes. I went to get my dehydrated onions that I keep in this container, and that's what I had left, and I couldn't find another container, and I'm panicking. I'm like, duh. You only have a case of these under Molly's bed. So we like onions, so I'm going to go ahead and put a half a cup of those onion flakes in there, and then these cans will go back under Molly's bed where they live after I fill up this container. All right, so we'll mix those up, and I'm going to do a little chopping here.
These are our last straight peppers we picked out of the garden.
These are. I have tons. This is a Marconi, and it needs to be used. It's obvious that it needs to be used, but we're not going to waste anything.
Hey, probably to the produce store. Probably to the produce store and see if anything else needed.
I've already done that.
Oh, did you?
I could put more peppers in it if you want. There's some more peppers in there. Beans and rice is a personal taste. You put the flavors in it that you like. I like to put peppers, onions, carrots, celery, and tomatoes. And I would break open a couple of cans of stewed tomatoes or diced tomatoes. But the other day when I was at the grocery store, I always check out that markdown rack. And they're in here, they're in the sink. These 3 jumbo beefsteak tomatoes that were on the clearance rack in a bag all together for $1. And so I brought those home. This is the perfect use for them. Let's pull these seeds out of here because I really don't want all those seeds going in my beans and rice. If you have a hypersensitivity to the capsaicin in the peppers, you should wear gloves when you handle these. I do not have any type of problem with it, so it's not a big deal for me. I just don't want all that heat going in there because, pardon me, the heat from peppers will intensify the longer that it cooks, so you want to keep that in mind. I mean, if you get a few seeds in there, it's going to be fine. Pardon me. I guess they were hotter than I thought. And this is just simple, you know what, just chop and drop. Just run your knife through it. This isn't a big deal. You don't have to do anything big and fancy. You can just cut these in half.
And those will cook down into nothing.
And they will. They'll just kind of meld right into the whole mixture. It'll be fine. And that's really not a lot. That's a big pot of beans. All right, let's deal with these tomatoes. We're going to have some soft spots that need to be, I need a serrated knife. Oh, I took one out already. I'm just going to cut the bad spots out, and I'm going to chop these up and put them right in there. See? Not a big deal. Again, these are going to disintegrate into nothing. They're just going to add lovely flavor to your beans. They're also going to add some additional liquid. And it's up to you. Do you want to put the seeds in there? Go ahead and squeeze them out. It's really not a big deal. I don't mind the seeds. I mean, I leave the seeds in when I make spaghetti sauce. I just use my Wazinator and I stick it in there. And I am going to use all three of these. This one I think I need to cut in half because I think there's half of it that's bad. There we go. Just one of the soft spots. And there may be some people who are watching who are going, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing that. You know what? If we ever come upon times that are so hard that finding a tomato in our garden is like finding a solid brick of gold, then I'll tell you what, finding a spoiled tomato is going to be like finding a silver coin. So I think that we really need to get into that mindset of wasting nothing. And when the opportunity arises, and we always, you know, we check the produce markdown rack because we're frugal, okay? We may not be able to use, see like this here, that's a bad spot. So we're going to cut that whole part off. The rest of it is fine, okay? That's a lot of tomato. By the time this gets all cooked, you're not even going to know what this looked like before it was chopped up, or what it looked like when it was chopped up, for that matter, okay? So I'm kind of with Deb. For those of you who don't know who Deb is, she's at the Purbane channel. She and I think an awful lot alike. We may not have the prettiest stuff, we may not have the newest stuff, but you know what? We can make a kick-ass dinner for our family that will feed a lot of people, and they will be satisfied and happy. So to me, that's the most important thing. And I'm gonna let the cat out. So I took some smoked sausage out of my freezer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this in there. Oops. chop it up frozen. It'll be fine. I'm going to cut these into half moons also. These are going to add excellent flavor. Little pieces you can throw in there.
Smells good.
It does smell good, even if it's frozen. And again, if we were in such dire economic times that we didn't have this in our freezer, maybe we wouldn't have power. You know what?
This would be one of the first things you made after you lost power.
That's right. But in the long term, you might have bacon that you canned. You might have ham that you canned yourself. And those things that at a certain point, you know, in the economy, meat may become extremely precious. And we may start using meat as a seasoning rather than a staple in our meals. So that is also something that is really important to think about. I know that Cat's Cradle just did her most recent Homestead Honey Hour about the price of meat and how we may be seeing meat coming down in price as a result of ranchers culling their herd because they cannot afford to feed them over the winter. So this is also something, if you are in a financial position to do so, you should take advantage of the coming low meat prices. I think that we will see them between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and after that I think we will see meat start to skyrocket. We may be lucky enough to see low meat prices through the end of January, but after that I think that we really may be in for a harsh reality. I'm no economist and I'm no political or financial pundit. I just know what I know, and I have this gut feeling, which usually serves me pretty well, that I think that we should all be on our toes. From an economic standpoint, I really think that we may be in for some financial hard times, and if you choose not to believe that, that's okay. That's your path. I'm not dissing you for it. It's really wherever you are. All right, so let's put some water in here. Oh, you know what else I forgot? Hang on, I want to put some garlic in there too. I have this lovely dehydrated garlic, sliced garlic. And just put a little handful in there. It's all good. All right, let's put some water in here. I'll switch places with you again, babe. I'm just going to fill it up. Remember, the tomatoes and the sausage and whatever else is in there that has water, the peppers, there's very little in there, but they're going to render all of their liquid out too, and it's going to equal flavor. And all the dehydrated ingredients are going to absorb water. So, after this cooks for a few hours, you're going to want to come in here and give it a good stir. And you may need to add some more water to it. You're going to tend this throughout the day, but not so much that you're going to be tied down to it. So, and I'm not going to add any salt right now. Salt will come later when everyone can serve themselves and they can salt their own, because we're going to serve this over rice. I may make some cornbread. Yes, I know that's 2 starches. But beans and rice, to me, this goes well with cornbread or biscuits, or everyone has their own preference. So let's give this a good stir. It's starting to bubble because all of those dehydrated ingredients are starting to soak up some of that water. Put the lid on, put it on high, and go enjoy your day. We'll come back later when it's time to serve this up, and we'll fix you a bowl of beans and rice. All right, we're back, and it has been about 9 hours, and you can see that the level on the crock pot is significantly lower. And that is because we ate dinner, and we forgot to finish out the video. But I thought I'd bring you back anyway and show you that we didn't forget about you. It's delicious. 9 hours in the crock pot, and I also went ahead and I took my potato masher and I mashed it a little so that some of the beans would release their starch and it would thicken up nicely. if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't change anything I did. The dehydrated vegetables that I put in here, the onions, the carrots, the celery, the garlic, they all rehydrated. The tomatoes literally melted right into the dish, and it's absolutely delicious and it's very satisfying. And now there's enough here for us to probably have another dinner, and we'll just cook up a little more rice, and we're just going to leave this and let it cool, and then we'll take care of it. So I hope this inspires you to want to give something like this a try. You can make something wonderful from what you already have in the house, I promise. If you're anything like we are, you've got stuff in the back of your freezer that you totally forgot you had. And if you go out there, you're going to surprise yourself. So I hope you try it. I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.